Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, what a week. What a lunar eclipse it has been. We are, um, I'm not even sure where to begin for our meditation today and what to say because there is such radical shift. It was a year ago that we launched the program Detox the Matrix for the Metatron Code. And in the practice and lineage that I teach, it's always about a year and a day for integration. And sure enough, um, yeah, detoxing the matrix out of the system has been the theme for this week at such an incredible rate and level. Um, so I'm excited to share that with those of you that are in my space and community. Um, Lots to continue to unfold. And so today's theme is words as spells, spells as words. And, we are, as we transition into this Aquarian age, the ways in which we ground and the nature of the matrix is, well, let's just say this, the matrix is going to continue to take off between AI, our digital space, the theme going completely digital. And it's going to draw our energy up and with it in that capacity. However, um, it's been an interesting as we've been going through this shift, feeling the nature of grounding and how beyond just going and putting our feet in the grass, where is home base for us going forwards, right? Because so much of what we are up to, unlike, especially for those of you that are closer to my generation, we understood what it felt like to not live in the matrix and then to step into it with when you head out the door. Whereas now it's in our homes and our lives 24/7. And so we essentially stay grounded into it all the time, right? It's other than sleeping, and even sleeping now, we're playing sounds and having digital running or the TV on. It's really intense, really, really messes with the circadian rhythms and everything else. So here's even to the point that so much of the words we use and the way in which we understand those words, the ways in which the moment you walk out the door, you probably see a sign that has the word person or something about what you're driving or a speed limit, right? Like we're constantly seeing these energies that are at a foundational level without us realizing it are constructs that are holding the matrix together and creating in a very subtle and underhanded way agreements with our energy field and ensuring that our energy field steps up and into engages with the matrix. So today what we're going to do is extract ourselves from that level of it, the level at which the words in the language, every time you click, I accept this and then submit your payment online, like everything we're up to, we are continuing to contract our energy field with the matrix, and the matrix feeds on that, right? And so we're going to kind of approach this from that perspective because those words essentially, the deeper and deeper in we go, it's highly critical to have awareness around each of these words, how these words are engaging us, and having just simple consciousness to the fact that the moment you engage anything in on your digital space, type a comment, do anything, you are engaging your energy into that field. And I think it's important for us to also consciously detox that energy out of our field and unspell, if you will, right? Unspell, unwind the language that is essentially holding us, because that's really where we buy into it, is at the level we read and the level we click submit and enter and get in our car and drive, all these different things that are, make payment for our groceries. All these different things are engagements because there are contracts. We are exchanging our monies back and forth. We're moving our energy around. And so that's what we're up to today is we're going to unspell the level at which our energy is engaging. Not to say you won't turn around and jump on your phone and place an order on Prime or do whatever it is you need to do to go about your day. However, I just wanted to give us a moment to pause out of that field, because underneath it, once we truly disconnect, there is this incredible well of energy that doesn't require the words and those contracts be present for our engagement, those spells be present for our engagement. So it's like pure source, right? It's like refined versus raw. So with that, let's go get some nice raw energy for ourselves to soak up. The words, having refined it, engaging us, contracting our field in certain ways. So we're going to unspell all of that so you can get a clean start to the day, to the week, to this eclipse season, right? Because the eclipse season drives us. It's so many different layers. I haven't even touched on that. We'll find it here in our meditation. We are in a lunar eclipse window. This lunar eclipse window empowers us to bring sunlight to that which can't be seen. In particular, this eclipse window has an interesting aspect with Black Moon Lilith, and with a Venus conjunction. So it is all about divine feminine energy, the inner contracts, the inner spells that have been spoken, that we have subconscious or unconsciously engaged ourselves in, without recognizing, the different layers that are underneath the different things we've agreed to. So let's do it. Go ahead and activate your light link, bringing middle finger to thumb. And today, if you can, just raising the arms, do a nice tall stretch, rotate through the spine, opening the chest, bringing the arms down and pulling the hands together as best you can behind you, really opening that chest and stretching up to the top again. You may even, if you feel called to stand up for this part, go for it. Let's roll the neck. Just open your body up. Crack all that energy open. Nice deep breath in. Nice big exhale. Another nice deep breath in. And then a big sigh. All right. Welcome to meditation. As many of you know, I am Rev Kari, and we are jamming today in this inner realm, in this inner sanctum. And meditation is all about what are your metas that are controlling your frequency. So I want to have you call up as you imagine that sun shining down, activating your light link, and then feeling the earth beneath your feet. We're going to move through some different metas in your system. Again, when we're engaging the matrix, we're setting our meta to the frequency that is defined by the different contracts that we're saying yes to, the different agreements. When you hit submit, you're submitting a contract, you're submitting an exchange, even if it's just for more information off of a web browser. So settling into your body, this is going to be fun. I want to have you, we haven't done anything like this before, so we're just going to roll through this pretty slowly to start, and then it's just going to be done. Like it's going to move, all of a sudden it's just going to be really fast. So as you envision that sun, there's a field of energy here that I want to have you tune into. We haven't quite looked at it in this perspective, observed it in this perspective yet, but I want to have you sync, find, identify, activate your Metatronic mind. So for some of you, that may be just imagining the sun dropping all the way in and a light bulb turning on inside, as though your brain has absorbed the sunshine. Maybe looks like a lemon inside, just shining really bright, happy energy. Because of the lunar eclipse, it's easy to tap into and move light through the body. It is masking the shadow, making it easy for us to fill up what isn't seen, or see and connect to elements that aren't always seen in a normal cycle. All right, so coming into your mind energy, turning your inner vision and sensation to your mind energy. But instead of focusing in on the mind, I want you to imagine that a field of like, it's just like what you would imagine the cloud to be like, right? As though there's just a buzz, like a field of energy swirling around, pretty much like a 1 foot from like your shoulders up to about the top of your head, about a 1 foot radius all the way around, as though you're sitting in an observation room with TVs all around, like a command room, right? And in this command room, you can like tune into any bit of information. You can pull it out of the cloud. You can get anything you need to strategize, to analyze, to take action, to do what you need to do. It's all right there for you. So it's an observation point of the matrix, essentially. So I want you to feel as though your body is not engaged in the matrix, but it's like you've just poked your head up into the cloud, and you can now, as you get in there and tune in, it's like all this digital network and connectivity emerges. It may have the sensation of like high functioning mind energy, like just a little bit of a buzz to it. If you're more physical in your intuition, just really let yourself feel that energy. And as you do, feel how it kind of sits on your shoulders. It's like we've taken a kid's inner tube and we've just plunked it over our head. For many of us, I'm seeing like one of those pink inflatable inner tubes that you would buy for a couple bucks at the grocery store and throw in the pool, right? So this one is just, it's like it's sitting on our shoulders, and inside of it is all of this energy of connectivity that we are engaging in during the day. Nice deep breath here. I think everybody's got it. Now I want to have you drop down a layer deeper. And there's another inner tube that we've now like, we're like rubber ducking today. We're doing some fun inflatable swimming. This one is like we've stepped into it. So we have one that's just kind of hovering around our head. This one, we've like got our arms balancing on it. We've stepped into it and we've pulled it all the way up because we are getting ready to swim and to sink in. I want you to feel this one. And this is your movement. This one represents more so your movement inside of the matrix. So when you jump in your car, when you get in the grocery store, when you head into the office, like all the different things that you're up to as you're out moving in the world. And especially engaging with your community, your neighborhood. For those of you that live in more rural space, this one is not going to feel as intense potentially because you have more opportunity to disengage from it. But where it starts to like the lower layer of this, if we're kind of going down this like a layer cake through the body, is going to be like the electricity running through your home, the water, your plumbing potentially. For those of you not on septic or well, right? Like there's different elements. I want to have you pull up now in your mind's eye, where is in these two kind of like rings or layers of inflatable inner tubes that we get to go take a dunk and have some fun in a moment with, where does your cell phone live? Right? That one's kind of the hub of everything. It drives the show. Where does that energy live? Does it have its own? Do you suddenly see like a new layer woven in? Just feel, again, I'm kind of giving you these graphic or these images to help you orient. It's not literal, like we aren't encasing this stuff in an inner tube, but just to kind of give you a frame of reference for where the energy is living and feeling it and tuning in. Nice deep breath in. Now, this is going to be where it gets a little bit interesting and fun. I want you to notice now, wherever you found the cell phone, and just hold that imagery. We're going to come to the inner body now. And where does the energy of the matrix engage on the interior, right? Where does it come in and direct and guide action. Now, a lot of us, I'm in the moment on a social detox, which has been an interesting exercise. Obviously, I'm broadcasting out to you here on YouTube, but in terms of scrolling and engaging in ways I have in the past, it's a full-blown social detox for the next month. But think about that for you, right? I can actually feel where that was coming into my field. And for many of us, the scroll is sometimes it's business, especially for those of us that move in the space of, wanting and needing to keep tabs on things. But I want you to feel where in your body that scroll engages, right? Like you can feel the energy. Just allow the energy to track into your mind. There's an observation, right? Like you bring the energy of the scrolling in and notice you may be brought up to your brain and just feel for the chemical response, the endorphins that potentially get released, some of the different triggers. Notice if there's any heart engagement, or do you just feel the energy, right, of these pings coming in, almost like you could see it like little pulses of electrodes or something coming into your mind, and then that chemical response through the brain. It doesn't, when we're doing light link, we imagine the golden light melting through like honey. What does this look like as it melts through? Does it look like chemically? Does it look like light? How does it move through your system when those endorphins are releasing? Because they're not bad, right? Feel that in your body. Nice deep breath in, nice big exhales to do this. And notice if it engages your heart. Does it engage your heart? Does it engage your belly? Or does it just kind of like put a helmet over you, right? Almost as though we've got like a VR over our heads. Kind of interesting, right? Let's go ahead and envisioning we've put a VR on and just go ahead and pull as though we're pulling the tentacles of those endorphins that have been fed into the system, everything. Just imagine like we're pulling that helmet off. And it may be that you sense or envision the way your body extracts from this is like boom, 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 like different, like all of a sudden, all these wires, apparent wires. Really, it's like the wires are really just ones and zeros. It's the digital component that's here, right? So it's like that digital aspect, ones and zeros being deprogrammed out of your body as you engage this and calling in your angels, your guides, whatever you may need for support, but really just your light link is sufficient for this kind of thing. You may also imagine just extracting that upper inner tube and popping it, recycling it for the universe, for good, greater goods. All right. Next one, you, that inner tube of you engaging. Let's feel into how this, when you're driving, when you're hitting submit on your computer, when you're tapping your phone at the store or for gas, I want you to feel that layer of the energy. This one feels a little more in the system, right? We're a little more in the core here because it's at a physical level. There's movement involved with what we're working with. It's not just physical, it's etheric, but our etheric is moving through the field. There's communication. I want you to feel through the engagement and interaction with people at this level. Not necessarily people you're talking to, but just as you move through the matrix, the cars, especially if you drive in traffic, when you pull up to the gas station and you're pumping and someone else is pumping next to you, or you walk through the grocery store or stand in line, we all move through these different systems. I want you to feel that. What does your body do with it? A good example here is, if you think of walking into the store during the different seasons, particularly now, like we've already moved to Christmas and it's still September. I think we skipped Halloween this year in terms of what's showing up in the stores, right? So what does that like feel that response in your body, right? They're putting those things there to start that emotional engagement. Feel into those pieces. Nice deep breaths in. And notice if it's more so, this feels like a swirling, a vortex of energy around the heart, not necessarily in the heart, but definitely a field of energy that's kind of, you're moving around in it as though you're in a go-kart, right? But it's this vortex that's kind of, it's like you plug in and say yes and start navigating through it. So again, envisioning stepping out of the inner tube, popping it, cutting it off. It could be like being on a ride, a roller coaster ride, right? You unhook the big bar or you open the gate, step out. I think of like a wild saucer ride, right? Where you get in it and you spin, spin, spin. You like then step out of the cup, the teacup at the end of it. Just let your body settle. So the next layer deep that we have, as I mentioned, the theme for today is words and spells. And there are a lot of words that, as we engage the matrix, that we believe to mean one thing, but have been hijacked to mean other things. For example, when you sign your name and it lists person, it may not be referring specifically to you as a soul. Oftentimes we are incorporated. We have a de facto creation of us, if you will, that's actually out there contractually, legally engaging in the matrix. I want you to feel into that element of who you are. Almost as though it's like I'm seeing it as a bank. And as you feel into this energy, probably because our energy flows through currency the most, right? Like ultimately, it's currency that moves our energy when we are engaging in the matrix. So I want to have you just envision I'm seeing the door to the bank opening, but I'm actually seeing you hit the rewind button as though you could see yourself walking into the bank and engaging. And from there, it's like you've entered the park you've entered Universal, you've entered Disney, whatever, the theme park that you're going to. It's almost like you're rewinding all of that. Everything we were just working through is disengaging all of that. And as you do, there's this layer of hypnosis that happens through these words. That's the spell. Certain colors, certain smells, certain words, certain language. It's all been slightly tweaked, slightly adjusted. I'm just speaking to it because we're actually unwinding the impact of the matrix on your field. And the visual I want you to have is just, again, backing up as though you're hitting the rewind button, all the way back. And as you see yourself, again, it's looking like a bank. You're just backing out. And as you see yourself coming out, you see yourself stepping backwards through that door, stepping backwards onto the sidewalk, except you're going backwards. And so I want to have you stop here, hit pause on our rewind function, and envision that bank door before you, knowing that this whole theme park, this whole matrix of life is happening on the other side of it. And I want to have you envision standing here on the curb. That moment before your hand reaches up to open the door. And instead of opening the door, I want to have you turn around and look out. Now, your mind may project a parking lot. I want to have you dimensionally look at what's here from your starseed, from your soul, from your meta's perspective. Go ahead and be curious. What unfolds? Is it when you step off that curb to engage in this other direction? Is it a parking lot? Or is there a field with flowers and trees and mountains or rivers or the ocean? Is it a cliff? I think I like the idea of a cliff today. So today, when we step off this curb, this is going to be a reminder for all the curbs you step off of today or tomorrow or in the next couple of days to consciously disengage yourself. Every curb you step off of, we're going to activate and connect it to this energy. We're going to take a couple deep breaths in, and when you're ready, you're just going to step out and off of that cliff and put your arms in the air and let yourself drop. We're going to use a dropping sensation to pull ourselves to extract fully out of the field. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, and consciously, it's going to feel like you're stepping out of a bubble. Make that step. And you're falling, just letting yourself fall. And like Wonder Woman, you're going to land, or Superman, or whoever, right? We can drop thousands of feet, no problem. You're going to land, and beneath you is a field of beautiful golden grass. That's blowing in the breeze. And in the distance, you see some trees. You maybe see mountains or rolling hills. Just a beautiful scene unfolding. And in the distance, you see a herd of buffalo, and one in particular starts to amble towards you. And that one bison is unique, all white, pure as the white driven snow. And as she approaches, you sense her might, you sense her power, you sense her freedom. And as she comes closer, she transforms into a beautiful goddess, white buffalo woman. She brings you a peace offering. Not peace because there's been war, but peace as a virtue and a value. The act of peace is to hold the frequency of tranquility. And the gift of white buffalo woman is one of tranquility and abundance, but not in the sense of like you're in the garden and it's all just here, but abundance from the sense of utility. The bison provided for everything, especially in times of hardship. So as you receive this offering of tranquility, it is not a promise of things being easy and just handled. It is a promise of you having the utility to nurture, to provide, to create love for your physical and etheric and soul seed body, star seed body, at a spiritual, at a physical, at a soul level. Tranquility and the ability to nurture and to care for and to be provided for your body and your soul to engage in life without it being contractual, without it being a depletion. So often we engage in the matrix because what option do we have? The option we have is to step our energy field out, to allow ourselves to land in this realm of peace, to find the freedom that lives within. As we head into the new age, the Aquarian era, we are absolutely, it is going to be all about the matrix. And yet, it is not the place we are meant to source our peace from. It is not the place we are meant to source our energy from. Are we meant to lend energy to it? Absolutely. Are we meant to find utility in it? Absolutely. But is it allowed to engage us in a way that compromises our heart, our soul, the authentic expression of who we are? Is it allowed to manipulate our minds and put us in a fog? Put us in a fog of just complete and total, um, oh, there's a word I want and I can't capture it. Complacency? No, that is not exchange. That is not what you contract with. And yet, little by little by little, we find ourselves wrapped up in that. So today, as you go to the store or walk to your car or do whatever, as you're out actually observing this world that we live in, next step you take off of a curb, pause. Let yourself find the peace and the tranquility. Remember that it is here to serve us. It is here to be a utility that provides for us without compromising who we are as individuals, as souls, without compromising our exchange and our utility, without compromising the light that we are here to bring to this beautiful planet. So, with that, if you are still connecting with White Buffalo Calf Woman, engaging her, giving thanks for this precious gift, we are the keepers of peace, but peace is a verb. It is the act creating tranquility in our hearts and in our souls. Is one of the utilities that we have access to. So go ahead now, rolling your shoulders, Feel yourself in your home or your space, wherever you are tuning in. Notice the shift, notice the difference. And in a sense of honoring, right, and love, recognize the gift that as you engage the matrix, as you open your eyes and turn off your phone or turn it on or check your email, whatever you do when you come out of this meditation, notice that your attention is that gift of peace into the matrix as you consciously choose to engage it. Let it be an honored gift. Everything you do today. With that, may it be a beautiful day. May your heart be full of love and light, and most importantly, peace and tranquility. May your mind feel smooth and calm and just nourished in the light and the love of not only the Divine Mother, but all of creation and the brilliance that you are. With that, namaste. So